Hey, what is going on, everybody? Today I wanted to show a Lepic build that I think surpasses every Lepic build that I've seen so far in the first Descendant. This build was founded by Vash. I'm gonna have his video in the description down below. I highly recommend checking out his video and watching it to the end. It is very educational. He shows all the data on why this build works. So with that being said, let's get into the build. So this is the Lepic build. We're gonna start off with the critical hit rate and the critical damage, which is gonna be the four most important mods. That being skill concentration for the critical damage, skill insight for the critical rate, and then emergency measures for the critical rate, and then a bonus of critical damage, and then front lines for the critical damage of a bonus of critical rate. You're going to want these four mods. These are super important mods to have on Lepic. Since Lepic's base critical hit is at 15%, he really benefits off of crit. We are also going to be using Dangerous Ambush. This just makes it to where when the boss is down or immobilized, he goes into that down state and doesn't move. You're going to have an increase of 49.8% skill power. This is going to really boost your damage. And then we're going to be running maximized power for the skill power modifier by 96%. This is also going to give you a cooldown of 50%. So you got to make sure that you do one face this boss or you're going to be stuck with a 50% cooldown. We are also going to be running fire skill power. This is going to give us 81% fire power. And then we're also going to be running duration, which is going to be skill extension and then maximized duration. This is so that our fireballs that come out of our ult stay and linger so that they can do ticks of fire damage over time. This is going to really benefit on the harder bosses like Frostwalker and Molten Fortress. And then we're going to be using Spear and Shield for the increased skill power of 8% and then just the additive 89% defense. This is a very glass cannon build, so when you go into these like Colossus fights, you better make sure that you're one phasing them or at least have a backup plan when going into these fights, because you're going to be sitting around 2000 HP dependent on your external components. Going over external components, we are going to be running the full Slayer set. This is just going to give us the 26% skill power boost. And then for your reactor, you're obviously going to want to run a tech fire reactor with the substats of additional attack to Colossus as high as possible. And then you're going to want a tech power boost. You don't want skill crit hit damage. You actually get more damage out of a tech power boost. I just haven't gotten lucky, so this is the best roll I can get. But again, you're going to want a tech power boost or duration up. And then for the last thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want an impact rounds weapon, and then you're going to want to have sharp precision shot and fire rate up on that weapon. These are the only two mods that matter. You do not need to worry about these other mods. I just have them for other builds. But these two mods are going to be super important for this build. This is just going to increase the fire rate of your ultimate. And then obviously fire rate up is going to also increase your fire rate. Make sure that it is also an impact rounds weapon, because the impact round weapons actually trigger every 0.4 seconds versus a general rounds or a special rounds. Those are going to trigger every 0.5 seconds. So you're actually getting a faster trigger rate with the impact weapons. And yeah, that is pretty much going to be it. Those are going to be all the things you're going to want to use for your Lepic to make him a nuking Oppenheimer. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.